Hello friends, I wanted to show you what I'm going to be working on probably for the next 3 days. This morning I got up and I had to run to the neighbor's house for something, and when I came back I thought I'm going to go ahead and pick those peppers. There was quite a few hanging on the vine, and I already had some things I had to take care of today. Yesterday I went to an aunt's house. She had rhubarb she was done with. She said come and take it, and so I took her rhubarb, and I have a huge pile of it here, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. And then today I noticed all the peppers on the vine, and I'm afraid of a frost or anything, maybe, getting to them before I do. So I know sometimes there are days when you probably, especially if you live on a farm, homestead, and it just seems like you're doing multiple projects at once. And that's where I'm at right now. So I got up this morning and it was so cold outside. I know yesterday, well, it wasn't yesterday, it was over the weekend. My kids and I were outside in t-shirt and shorts playing. I get up yesterday morning and we get in the truck and there's ice on my windshield. And I guess it's time for it, but I'm just not ready. Me and the kids are not ready. So I wanted to get them peppers off the vine, and this morning we get in the truck and it's pretty cold. So I had to take a ranger ride over to the neighbors, as I said, grab a few things, came back, gathered peppers. Now I've got to get to work, and it's already 1 o'clock. By the time I came back, I was foraging outside. I came back and I had some lunch, and now it's already 1 o'clock. I don't know where the day goes, but gosh, there's just not enough time in the day for it. But I did want to show you. This is the rhubarb, and right here is the rhubarb that I picked from her. Oh, by the way, that mess back there, don't look at that. I've been cleaning out my pantry and I'm also combining some things, and that big pile right there is some soap making I'm getting into. So that's like the supplies, and I have nowhere to put them yet. Hence the reason why I'm cleaning the pantry out, so we can make a spot for it. But anyway, okay, so here's the rhubarb, and there's a ton of it. I couldn't believe, and this right here, I don't even know how many batches. It only takes 5 cups to make a batch, so this is probably, that's no good. This is probably 2 batches, maybe 3 or 4. I don't even know until I get this cut up. But this is rhubarb that I've already had cut up and had in the freezer. All these bags. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a big bag, so probably 5, 6 batches right there, and that was taking up space in the freezer. And I love cleaning the freezer out and making space, and that is another reason I had projects. I told you I had projects to do yesterday, and I wanted to show you. So between today, tomorrow, and the next day, depending on what happens, I'm going to be very busy, and it's all canning and preparing, cleaning out the freezer, cleaning out the pantry, and things like that. So what am I going to be doing? Well, this, by the way, that I'm going to show you is a super cool tip that I have, and it keeps me organized in the kitchen. My son has actually used this for other things, but I want to show you this little board here, and down here we have one for each child and for myself. I have other ones in the other room. He decided to write his numbers, and he got all the way down. It looks like, oh my gosh, it was beyond 100. So, but this one's mine, and I don't know why it does that. It's probably backwards on the screen right now, but you know, notice here it says rhubarb, peppers, and chili. That's what I'm going to be canning the next 3 days. Why are you doing so much at one time? Okay, well, the rhubarb was cut 2 days ago. I did not have a chance to get to it yesterday, and then today I was going to do it. I was waiting on a blender. My blender broke, and I don't like the consistency that this has as a jelly, so I make rhubarb jelly. And this has kind of a stringy texture in a way, and I blend mine up really fine. That way it turns out like jelly. It's really smooth, and mine's been broken, so I've had 2-day-old rhubarb sitting here. That's the priority to get done. Go to the pantry, and my crushed pineapples that I need, someone has eaten it, so now my husband has to stop by the store. So anyway, this is sitting here waiting for my hubby to get home. The mailman came a little bit ago and brought my new immersion blender, which I'm not going to show you that now. I'll make that a totally different video because I got a story to tell you about that one. But I love it. Love it. Awesome new blender, and I don't know why I didn't I just started using immersion blenders in the last month, and I don't know why I haven't had one since. And it was just getting into the soap making that it was even introduced to me. So the other item, the peppers, obviously that's because the peppers were outside. I wanted to make sure I got them in. So now, this morning on the way back from the neighbors, I have my little picking bag. It's like a vinyl bag. I love this thing. You can get it muddy and wet and then spray it with a hose and it comes clean. I think this was almost like a scrapbooking bag or something. So yeah. And then look at all these peppers in here. That is a huge bag. This is probably like almost like 3/4 of the way of a 5-gallon bucket's worth of peppers in here. Don't pay no attention to these. These are dried pears. But there's a ton of those in there. I'm going to make candied peppers and canned peppers, hot and sweet, for my husband. That was a request of his. So the other item I have on here is chili. Well, why am I canning chili? Well, first of all, it's end of October, and that's a great thing to have. Secondly, I'm in the canning process. I have my canning equipment out. A lot of times it's easier to can when you have your stuff out than to drag it out and do it one thing at a time. So, we have plenty of burger in the freezer downstairs. So I'm going to be bringing that up, thawing it out. And I noticed that I'm running low on tomato juice. I have tomatoes frozen and I have some canned in jars downstairs, but I want to save that for other things. But he's going to swing by the store and get some tomato juice. I wish we were using our own, but it is what it is. So the chili, we have extra burger. This is going to free up more freezer space, even more from the rhubarb. And then we also have a ton of cans of beans downstairs that were given to us a while back, and they're taking up a big amount of space down there. So I'm thinking if I can, this huge, I got a 20-quart stock pot. This thing's gigantic. And fill it full of chili. That'll get rid of the space that the rhubarb was taken up in my freezer, and the space that the burger's taken up, and the space that the beans are taken up. You know, I'm kind of in a purge mood, really, where I've been cleaning everything, cleaning out cabinets, getting rid of things. And it's almost like the spring cleaning is now the fall cleaning is now the new spring cleaning. I don't know if you've seen or heard that, but in another video, maybe I'll show you my pantry right now. It is embarrassment, so I'm not going to show it to you. There's stuff all over the floor. I spilt some things yesterday. So I'm just trying to get things cleaned up and organized and then refill what is... sometimes you get things in the pantry where you've got 3 or 4 of them and you don't even realize it until you pull everything out and you put it in its own little organization sections and things. So I'm combining things that we have multiple of, you know, that sort of thing. I'm sure you guys do that anyway. But I just wanted to show you this. So I'm canning 3 things in the next few days. And this is going to be nice because maybe you guys have your own method of doing this. But this is what helps me. These dudes are magnetic. You've seen the ones that were stuck on the refrigerator that my son had wrote all over. But when I get done busting these up, and no, I don't can... Sometimes you just don't have enough time and you start canning and it gets dark or you're up until midnight. You know, when we got kids going to school and my husband... I'll stop and put it in the fridge, or if it has nothing that's going to go bad, I'll leave the stuff sitting on the counter and I'll do it again the next morning because sometimes it'll stay warm all night or it'll be cool, depending on the situation, the food, however you want to do it. As long as there's nothing that's going to cause it to go bad, and I'll do that. Obviously, chili, that's not going to happen. I'll do that all at one time. But this little magnet board here, because I'm doing multiple things at once, which I will probably most definitely start tomorrow. So my rhubarb, I will... measure these out. So this bag right here, I don't know how many is in this bag. Could be 2 cups, could be more than 2 cups. So I'll measure this, dump it in my pot, and then I can write that down here. It's kind of an easy way to keep a sheet, you know, and whether and you can do this on a piece of paper. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's nice having it right there on the refrigerator because I can just turn right around. There it is. A lot of times paper gets greasy and wet when you're cooking, and and then like with the peppers, I'll write down how many peppers I cut and sliced. That way I'll know how much of the vinegar sugar syrup you have to use to put in there. Same thing for the rhubarb. I'll know how many batches I'll be able to make. And with the chili too. So it's kind of it's a neat little thing. And these things are pretty handy. It's a magnet. Somebody's been poking holes in the back of it. So what happens when you have kids? But anyway, these are pretty neat. I seen these at Walmart years ago and bought these, one for all of us. So it was one for me and one for each of my kids. We were homeschooling. And these things were awesome to keep track of their school. So what I did was, I would put this is mom, this is me, this is my board. So I would put like a line right down through here, and then it would say chores up here. And then there would be like feed rabbits, do dishes and whatever. So whoever had what chore for the day, there would be a line, and they knew that's all they had to do for the day, you know, and then homework at the bottom would be included into that during the school time. And then over here was, let's see, what did we have? I don't even remember what was over here, but down in through here, sometimes I would put, maybe if they wanted to earn some money, I could put a random whatever on there and then how much. And if they wanted to do it, they could do it whenever they felt like they needed to do it. It was, their chores had to be done every day, but the other random things that were on there could be done whenever, and then I'd pay them for it. And then, because we homeschooled, the other piece of it would say school over here. So we would do homework on here. So this side was chores. This section was like random things that they would want to earn money or freedoms or cheats or something for. And then cheats, I don't even know what cheats. You know, sometimes they could trade or do, you know, you could find reward system or something for that. But anyway, and then over here was their schoolwork. So I would put, depending on each kid, I would say, okay, you have to do this, this, and this. And they knew their homework was done for the day. When the chart was done, and they had a little check mark. I wrote in black or whatever, and they would check it off with a green. And I knew that at the end of the day, when there was check marks on it, that everybody was done with everything. And all I had to do was look. It was all hanging right there on the fridge, and it was a great organization tool. So, but now I'm home here. The kids have decided to go back to public school. That's another story we'll get to. But anyway, this is nice to write my little things on. We put honeydews and things like that on there. But, or he practices writing to 200 or 1,000 or whatever it is on it. But hopefully soon I will have a video or an Instagram post showing you all the items that I can. So I'm going to assume, if I'm looking at this pile, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 batches, 4, 5. I might have maybe 6 batches of rhubarb here, which is a lot. But the awesome thing about rhubarb jelly, and a lot of people are like, ew, rhubarb. I don't like rhubarb. And this is weird. The rhubarb jelly tastes exactly like strawberry jelly. And it's because I use strawberry jelly. If my pantry wasn't a mess, I would take you in there. Jello packs that you make Jello with, you buy the strawberry, and that's what you use in here with a few other ingredients. Tastes exactly like strawberry jelly. You can completely nix out buying strawberry jelly from the store, and this is all natural. Other than the Jello part, you grew the rhubarb. You know, there's nothing in it but Jello. Same thing with the grape. I tried a batch of grape. I like it. My husband wasn't as crazy about it. The kids like it. So we've been able to prevent from having to buy strawberry or grape jelly. 2 things right there that we're going to be able to not have to buy at the store because I'm going to make them here. And it came, you got vegetables in it, fruits, things like that. So that's fantastic. I'm hoping in my future videos to be able to start talking about and showing you things that you can substitute in your house and in your life by growing it or making it yourself. I'm starting to, like I said, clean out and purge things that we don't need, we don't use. If I ain't seen it in 5 months, it's gone. Making things myself, which we were doing it a little bit before, but I'm really more concerned about it now, making sure we're packing the pantry and the root cellar, you know. Not talking about to the prepper's point, but, you know, getting that kind of stuff ready. we've had enough shutdowns, we've had enough electricity outages, we've had weird things in the last 3 years, and I'm going to make sure that we're ready for that. And I'm going to bring you along with me, showing you some of the things, and some of the things, trading out for your makeup, trading out for your cleaning supplies, trading out for perfumes, foods, a lot of those things I'm hoping to have in future videos. And so stick with me. We'll do this together. I'll share my stories. Hopefully you'll share your stories, and we can all get some ideas from each other. I'm just now thinking that I did this on my phone, so I'm gonna have them stupid little black things on the side of this, but sorry about that, but I at least get my video up there. And please remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you like the channel. I got a lot of awesome things coming in the future, and I will see you later.